And New Delhi hosts the Quad Foreign Ministers. India's External Affairs Minister chaired the meeting with the U.S Secretary of State and Foreign Ministers of Japan and Australia in attendance. The Quad, officially the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, it's a group of 4 countries: India, the United States, Australia and Japan. The grouping, it was a concept developed by late Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe as he sought unity among 4 democracies that have seen friction with China. Today's meeting centered around recent developments in the Indo-Pacific and regional issues of mutual interest. Analysts say the Quad's diplomacy has waxed and waned over the years. It's a loose grouping rather than a formal alliance. China, a country with growing territorial ambitions, has condemned the grouping as a move to encircle it. All 4 Quad members insist a free and open Indo-Pacific is essential. The Quad grouping has repeatedly emphasized its goal is to maintain the liberal, rules-based international order. China seeks to undermine the rules-based order with a revisionist challenge of the status quo. The Quad efforts, they're not focused on creating institutions or military alliances. The idea here is to generate gradual convergence of cooperation on issues such as climate change, critical and emerging technologies, counterterrorism, and cyber security. India has long had tensions with China, including a major border skirmish in 2020, and has a growing alliance with the United States.
This is not a military, but this is just practical cooperation, and we don't trying to exclude anybody. And, as long as even China abide by the rule of the international norm and also act under the international institutions standards and rules, then this is not the conflicting issues between China and the Quad.
India is a critical power, a great power in the region, that there is no reshaping of the Indo-Pacific with the attributes that Australia would seek without India. India is a civilisational power, brings a different perspective to some of the challenges of these times.
For the U.S. Secretary of State, the meeting comes on the heels of a flare-up in tensions with China. Last month, the United States shot down what it said was a Chinese surveillance balloon just off South Carolina after it spent days travelling across the country.
We are now engaged very much in working together to help countries deal with humanitarian situations, disasters. And, of course, we're working on things that are really critical.
Chinese jets have been intercepting the surveillance planes of Australia and other countries in the Indo-Pacific.
We agreed on a counter-terrorism working group. We agreed on cooperating more closely with the Indian Ocean Rim Association. We agreed that there would be a, we had earlier worked out a HADR initiative. So the standard operating procedures for that, which I think the military people would obviously see as a prerequisite for their cooperation. I think we coordinated on the UN to make sure that, the processes of the UN are respected.
With defense outposts on artificial islands, China claims almost all of the South China Sea. The South China Sea, it's a key gateway for a large chunk of the world's merchant shipping. The sea contains rich fishing grounds and reportedly reserves of undiscovered oil and gas. The South China Sea, therefore, it's a key economic and strategic subsection of the Indo-Pacific. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.